Uh, We're going to call this meeting back in session at 8:24 and move on to item number 4 on our agenda for discussion. At our last meeting, we asked about the policy regarding wearing, the students wearing chief logo clothing in school next year. It does need to become part of our policy, so let's discuss what we are going to want to see in our code of conduct policy for students wearing the old chief logo next year.
So quickly, so everyone knows, you should have a copy of what the lawyer came back with. In my opinion, the lawyer's job is to be very conservative, to keep you off any possible litigation whatsoever. You also have a copy of what state education said. In my opinion, state education was clear on some point, but they're also clear that if there wasn't a school-controlled event, we had very little to no say in all of what happened. So I think that needs to be taken into account of what was put in here for some of the aspects. Because I know for some of them, I'll say a football game, that if someone came with the Chiefs on, I would not feel comfortable or want to go up to them to say it. It was alumni. They graduated as a Chief. That was their attire when they wore that. You know, and looking at it, I know when the state passed its final regulation, when they came out with the first regulation, they had in there that you could not wear it there, and they took that out. So I think that signaled an intent of allowing people to wear it in such situations. So I just want to point that bit of history out as you guys discuss this in comparison. If you have any questions, any of the particular answers the lawyer gave, I'd be more than happy to. The reason it's here now is because the code of conduct is coming up, and what we would put in the code of conduct would be that you would not be allowed to wear it in school or if you're participating in a school event. Therefore, a student attending a game that's not monitored or tickets sold to would be able to wear, the way we have it, would be able to wear chief attire. So if we went more to what the lawyer said, we'd have to be more restrictive than that.
And just, I got like 3 points. The first one is, just I thought about this a lot, and this is just my feelings on it. I honestly would like, and I have faith that in our students this would not be an issue, and I think that, you know, taking advantage at the start of the year to explain the rationale to the students and to why we made this change, even if something we just sent would be very important. I also feel if anything good's going to come out of this, that I really believe something like after we play, like Lakeshore, that's something where a booster to school should maybe for half hour after should provide like pizza so the kids get to know each other as people from both teams. That's something good that can come out of this. Now where I disagree a little bit is, and I actually have faith in most of our students where this would not be an issue, in our code, I do not feel that we should stop the students from wearing it. If you look at part 123 and the implementation part 123.5, the state says the school districts will only be responsible for ensuring that their own officers and employees refrain from promoting the Native American mascot. Public schools shall permit school officers and employees. I am a big believer in the First Amendment and the right to express yourself, and the state is not telling us we have to stop them. Do I have faith that they will choose not to if they understand why? Yes. It's just a core to my belief that you do not stifle the First Amendment or a right to expression, and I don't want to necessarily do something the state doesn't want to do. Next, I feel that, you know, as what board members do in their private homes or private residence, you know, should not be any part of what the state tells us to do, period. Those are my 2 big points. My third one is I really think that in the spirit of this, we should do something to make sure the students understand the reasoning, what was an assembly, and that I really think we should look into doing stuff like after some of those games and talking to Lakeshore. If the students get to, when you get to know someone as a person, then you appreciate them, then you understand. Just, if we do nothing other than change a t-shirt, then this is a waste of money and it hasn't accomplished anything. That's my 10 seconds.
Took the words right out of my mouth. I think that, you been surrounding districts that have gone through a mascot change and have not had any type of, the ones that I know of that have passed, any type of restrictions on not having students wear certain things. Teachers maybe, students, I think that it will people are already embracing the mascot.
Exactly, I mean, this is
It'll
gonna fade out
It'll fade out, and I think that drawing attention to
quick
it
enough, you know?
and changing the code of conduct is gonna draw more attention to it, more problems, and I just assume that it's silently go away. And as far as if anyone has seen my closet, a lot of my closet is cheap stuff or whatever I wear at my home or in public outside of school events. I'm gonna wear whatever I wanna wear.
And I would tend to agree with that. I know they say we're always board members, and if people see it in the store, yeah, they may recognize you as a board member. But you're still a person and member of the community. Like I said before, if I'm out working in my yard and I got an old Chiefs t-shirt on and I need more gas for my lawnmower, I'll be damned if I'm gonna go in and change my clothes to go get gas because somebody from the state wants to see me wearing the Chiefs thing. I don't think it's disrespectful in that regard. I think we went through the whole process. And I really didn't give this a whole lot of thought, Jim, but, you know, listening to you, I mean, seriously, what harm would come if our kids still had some Chiefs stuff and they wore that day? We're no longer the Chiefs. That's just a t-shirt in their wardrobe. We're now the Iroquois Red Hawks.
I think that your question there, what would happen, is a great question, because there's no case law. It's never been tried.
I mean, do we think we're gonna like have 1,200 students all rebel and show up in Chiefs stuff?
Yeah, and I don't think that can be answered.
You know, and again,
It will quietly fade away.
it will.
I gotta agree with that, Sam. I think it would quietly, because if, you know, you say the kindergartens, they go through 13 years, that's what they're going to identify.
I mean,
What our
that's the
parents
thing.
will
What is the
identify
big-
with what their kids are doing.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna call more attention if you start, you got a couple kids, in the high school that wear some Chiefs garb, and all of a sudden, the wrath of hell is coming down on them,
And we're making
because,
them, you're making them change, and then you're
that's
calling their
not good
parents.
for anybody.
Then you're like throwing down a gauntlet.
Exactly.
That's
not what we're about.
And that's not what we do.
No.
And I think I just have a huge
No,
problem with that.
I now understand the need for the change. I think we went about it respectfully and, openly, and, we made the change. I mean, we have fulfilled our obligation, as board members and good citizens, but, I mean, to take away somebody's personal choice because of the education program?
Thousands of dollars.
So I would echo both Jim and Heather's statements with regards of, freedom of speech, freedom of access. I think that's extremely important. The other part of it, and that would concern me as a board member, is just logistically handling and monitoring that, right?
I tell you, the principals are very on edge if they had to
Exactly.
look
So
and monitor. and check
administratively,
it.
I don't feel it's the best use of the administration's time. And
Really?
so I agree 100% with Heather. It will be a slow fade. Just to add to what everybody has said is making certain that the new gear is available so that can be introduced at the right times. Because if it's not available, then
You're gonna resort.
right. So that's probably the only addition I would say to Jim and Heather's statement is like make it available. Do not disrupt the code of conduct, and it to me doesn't, especially for the students. It will take care of itself, and then we can actually focus on things that truly matter.
Yes, I'm with the students.
And this is the conversation. I want you to have the information so you could have the discussion, because you are the
See,
group
now,
that approves the code of
as
conduct.
far
And
as
so therefore, we
employees
can
and
now
stuff,
get it
I mean,
to what you want before it comes
Yeah.
out.
Right. Well, exactly. I don't know the question I would have is how much change would there be with a code of conduct, in a sense?
It's a sentence.
Exactly.
It's either we have the sentence in or the sentence out.
So, my only other question is, are you, from an administration perspective, gonna hold that same line? Because we're talking about the students of freedom of speech, freedom of access.
Yeah.
What's your perspective
What do you mean
on-
hold the same
It
line?
is- Can the administration wear,
No, they can't. That's
That's
clear in
a
part
mistake, yeah.
1, 2, 3. They did get in there, which is why I sent the emails to the individual at the state education department. And that's where we got the comments back from him of how he was interpreting it and saying how this would go with the Dignity, Equity, and Inclusion Act. So again, this is how he believes the law will be interpreted, but until it goes through case law, you don't know what courts will uphold or not.
I don't think it's a big deal unless we make it a big deal.
I would agree, the one
But
clarity.
the staff definitely can, and we can't have it
Yeah,
around,
the staff, definitely. I
you
agree.
know, items around the
Staff
district
when
unless
they're
there's
out the
thorough.
obviously, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, they can wear.
Well, and he was, I think he was clear in the SED, the response from SED was clear to that point. He said,
Yes.
if they're acting in their capacity, then no. Where the lawyer came into question is, how do you know someone's acting in their capacity or not?
Right.
That's the piece, because we do have staff members that are also parents. So there's a staff member as a parent.
We're gonna buy hats for everyone.
Who are you today?
Yeah, just flip the broom up or down.
Yeah. And so, but I think that's where he was clear with that. If it's not, you know, if it's an open function, and I come back to an athletic event, because we don't sell tickets and anyone can come in, he said, unless you're participating, unless you're the coach, he didn't use these words, but how I interpret it, unless you're the coach or an active person in it, you could wear what you wanted to wear. Right. That was my interpretation.
Yeah, that's how I interpreted it.
But, you know, I was asked to get the lawyer's interpretation too, so I did.
I think that's fair. I mean, so to summarize it, the interest is to allow the students to continue to wear the old gear.
They'll have freedom to express, to use his words, they'll have freedom to express
Yep.
their, they'll continue to use their right to express themselves in this areas, and, you know, as long as it doesn't cause disruption or anything.
Okay.
You know, if they're running down the hall yelling, "Go Chiefs," that, you know, that's actually,
That's behavior.
don't be running down the hall, that's a behavioral
That's
issue.
behavior,
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
But in terms of they wear it in and it's on their shirt, on their pants or whatever, so be it. And we will not be in the code of conduct, which is good, because I think Nora was planning on getting that out tomorrow or Friday.
Yeah.
So we'll make sure that's appropriate for what the board wants, so we don't have to do any changes at the reorg meeting.
Yeah.
And thank you for getting this in here today, because I'd rather have the conversation now than have it, come back, and have to redo it.
So are we gonna have something specific, or is it gonna remain unchanged?
It'll remain unchanged in terms of that, yeah. We're not gonna say you can wear it, because that would be us expressing something which the state doesn't allow.
Right.
But it'll be the absence of it, and so therefore, if the principal sees student Jim walking down the hall, they'll say, "Hi, how are you doing today? Take your hat off," and keep on going. And by hat, I mean, you can't wear hats in school. I mean,
So Jim just actually,
I
pointed
know.
out that in the high school football team store,
Yes,
you know, highlighting the fact that people are embracing it, that there's a sale going on right now,
yeah.
which I only have a day and 6 hours to put a submission in.
Is it a good sale?
Oh, well,
And-
somebody's forwarded that.
It's.
Oh, I do have to get on that.
$3,600.
Send me that link
raise
again, would you?
expense.
Yeah.
Send me that one.
Getting gear with.
And that's for kids, that's for next year. So as a
Yeah.
parent, so if you think parents and kids they've already spent $4,000, they're gonna wear the new stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's why they spent the money.
Actually, if you can send it to Nora, because
Can you
then
send me the link?
I'll send you the
we
link.
could put it on our Facebook page too, which would help
Or is
parents.
it for the football booster?
Yeah, yeah, also the football team.
But we can do it for any team.
We don't really do it for money, we just do it to get the gear out there.
Okay.
But, yeah.
If you send me the link
I'll send
and
it.
just tell me that it's for football.
And just because she's gonna be posting it.
I'll extend it.
Yeah, thanks.
I really,
Well, because if you get it out there tomorrow, people are only.
should I wait till 7:1 or should I wait?
No, I would
You
do
can
it
do it
now
now.
so I can extend it.
You can, there's nothing preventing people from buying the stuff now. What I'm preventing is people taking stuff down that is the Chiefs until 7/1. Because I think for graduation, if people want to take pictures by this sign, that sign,
Yes.
they should have the right to do
Right,
it.
sure, okay.
all set on that? So that leads me to graduation is on Friday. Board members, if you're participating, you're supposed to be there at 6 p.m. July 1st, our new website goes live.
Yes.
So let's mention that. July 2nd at 8 a.m. is our reorg meeting. Everybody has to be here except Chuck.
Is it in this
Do you want me to pick you up?
Where?
No.
It's gonna be in the STEM room, isn't it?
It's in the STEM room, yes.
Reorg is in the STEM room. And July 11th, if you want to go to the ECASB Board and Brews event, you need to let me know ASAP.
I wanna go.
I'll
All
send
right,
it.
I'll talk to you guys afterwards.
Hamburger?
And then, is there any other discussion?
Bring some, chain up somewhere.
Yeah, I would just like to thank you all. It's been a true honor to serve with you all. And just keep the students in your forefront. Every decision you make, it should come down to how is this impacting our kids? And hopefully it's all positive. And I'm going to miss you and I appreciate you all. Thank you.
You are going to be missed too.
Thanks
Very much.
Yes, thank you, Chuck.
Thank you.
Great.
And you got July 11th on that.
I'll talk to everybody about that. Okay, so there's no other guests that would like to be recognized, so with that, I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Chuck,
Discussion.
Yes, where is the Tolstoy's?
All in favor? Motion carries unanimously. We are adjourned.
Thank
Let
you,
me
everyone.
get the video.
Thank you.
That War and Peace.
All right, so